It looms over the small shipbuilding town of Angra dos Reis, south of Rio de Janeiro, like something out of a sci-fi movie. This hulking mass of metal is known simply as P51, and when it's finished, it will be one of the world's largest offshore oil platforms. Many here are convinced P51 represents not just the future of oil exploration, but the future of Brazil.
The importance of P51 is that it not only allows Brazil to maintain oil self-sufficiency, but it will allow Brazil to produce even more than that.
Recently, we, along with other journalists, paid a visit to P51. It's an impressive sight. The main deck is twice the size of a football field. It has taken nearly 5,000 people to build it. And once at sea, this one rig alone will produce more than 180,000 barrels of oil a day. P51 was built by Brazil's state-controlled oil company, Petrobras. It is designed to drill for oil in deep ocean waters where smaller ones can't.
P51 incorporates all of Petrobras' experience and innovations from 30 years of offshore exploration. P51 is part of the evolution of Petrobras.
Much of the world's remaining oil lies deep under the sea, and Petrobras is going after it with religious fervor. They're drilling in waters off Africa, the Mideast, and even the United States. This is the company's map of the Gulf of Mexico. Each one of those red squares is a Petrobras site. Over the next 5 years, the company plans to spend more than $100 billion on exploration. It says that's more than any other oil company in the world. In Brazil, Petrobras recently made what could be the world's biggest oil discovery since the 1970s. It's an enormous underwater field called Tupi. Where is this new oil discovery?
Well, this is the southeast coast of Brazil. Almost 200 miles from the coast is the region we are talking about.
David Zilberstein is the former head of the government agency that oversees Brazil's petroleum industry. He says the Tupi discovery changed the balance of power in the world of oil overnight, catapulting Brazil from a second-tier player into the big leagues. And how much oil do they think is there?
Well, the first numbers are about 12 to 15 billion barrels.
The Tupi discovery could mean that Brazil will become one of the world's leading oil exporters. But getting to it will be a challenge, even for the experts at Petrobras. Tupi's oil lies as far as 5 miles under the surface of the ocean, underneath layers of rock and salt. No one has ever gone that far down before. Nonetheless, Zilberstein says it's worth it because there will be demand for non-renewable energy like oil for years to come. Oil is not going away. Everybody's still just as excited about finding it as they ever were.
Well, if you take renewables and non-renewables, the world is 85% non-renewable.
But there's more to the Petrobras story than its discovery of offshore oil in Brazil. Petrobras is a state-controlled company, and like others around the globe, is becoming more aggressive, seeking to become a dominant player in the energy industry, alongside companies like ExxonMobil. It's because of discoveries like Tupi that companies like Petrobras have such a bright future. Today, the 10 largest holders of petroleum reserves in the world are state-run companies like Petrobras and Russia's Gazprom. The day after our tour of P51, a very confident Petrobras president, Sergio Gabrielli, spoke with reporters.
There were times when they said it would be impossible to build the P51 platform. Now, Petrobras is one of the largest companies in the world, not only in petroleum reserves, but in market value.
Gabrielli said the recent decline in the price of oil won't stop Petrobras from going after oil far out at sea. In fact, just last week, it began towing P51 to its ocean home. Gabrielli told us his company will make money on its deep water operations even if oil sells for only $35 a barrel. Others are not so sure. Oil expert David Zilberstein puts the break-even figure higher.
We need to have oil not less than, I would say, $50 to $60 per barrel.
That's right around where it is today. Soon, the green and yellow logo of Petrobras may become as familiar to the world as the Exxon Tiger. I'm Edie Magnus reporting for Worldfocus from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.